Northman was directed by Robert Eggers and stars Alexander Skarsgård, and it tells the story of a young Viking prince on a quest to avenge his father's murder. What's up, everybody? Welcome back once again. Thanks for giving this video a click. I really do appreciate that. Now, this film is something that I heard from a friend whom I actually went and seen this in theaters with. He sent me the trailer not too long ago. Of course, I have been kind of reading up about it. I don't really go for epic historical dramas of this nature that much, but it seemed interesting. After watching the trailer, it seemed to have that vengeance vibe to it, which I've always been a fan of. And I will admit, I don't have any knowledge of the Vikings or Norse mythology. I'm not privy to the whole Viking era. I do know that they were a part of history, but that's as far as I got. That's as far as I get. It had some pretty dark moments. It was pretty weird. It was pretty tame, wild, bizarre. It was brutal. But did this satisfy me as a movie fan, as a film fan? Was this one of my favorites? Is this something that I could get behind in future days? Let's find out. Let's start on with the positives of The Northman. First of all, this movie was all kinds of brutal. I'm telling you, I hadn't seen anything brutal like this since the Punisher TV show. There's plenty of harsh moments, plenty of dark moments, and the kill scenes, there's plenty of vicious attack scenes and vicious kill scenes. Where this one guy headbutted this guy like about freaking 5 times before he was finally dead. That's how serious this was. And it was just all around vicious. And I kind of like it. Hey, that might be the sick and twisted, demented part of my heart talking, but I'm always a sucker for bloody good fun, and that's pretty much what this was. The explicit death scenes, it just seemed like nothing was held back. Nothing. And that falls heavily on Alexander Skarsgård, who, by the way, is brother to Bill Skarsgård, who played Pennywise in the It remake movies. Fun fact. He plays the main character in this film, Alexander Skarsgård. This guy held nothing back. He played this part off pretty well. I actually believed the brutality and the all-out craziness that this character was. I was with him every step of the way. He made me believe it. That's for damn sure. He made me believe it. He was just great in the role. And it all falls on the story. Yeah, and this is what got me roped into this. The whole vengeance side. Where you have this little boy, and it shows this in the trailer, this little boy who actually witnesses his father's murder right in front of his eyes. And it was pretty... it was pretty insane. So, of course, he grows up to be Alexander Skarsgård's character on a quest for vengeance. That's basically all this movie was. And hey, I always have a soft spot for that. I've always been a sucker for a good, vengeful type story. But there's a great backstory. There's a great build-up. And there's just a way for you to get to care for this character just a little bit before he went nuts. And it just goes forward from there. And it pretty much enticed me from then on. And like I said, I'm always a sucker. I'm always a good, film fan of the vengeance genre. That's why I like The Punisher, and that's why I like John Wick. That's why those films really resonated with me. I'm always up for like a good vengeful type story to where you're wronged and then you mess up the guys up that did you wrong later on. I've always been a fan of that. The villain in this, played by Claes Bang, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. If I didn't pronounce it right, I apologize. I'm probably butchering it. His character's name is the Brotherless. I don't know if he was actually the brother of the guy he killed, of the father of this man that grows up. I'm not sure if he was actually the brother of the character. I think he was. But yeah, he was pretty vicious. Yeah, I'm always up for a good villain, and he played a pretty good villain. I've never really heard of this actor before. I'm probably living under a rock to some of you on this, but I really do think that he played a really good villain in this. And it really made the final act, the payoff, worth it. Which is what I've always said about villains. When you do a good villain and you make it worthwhile, it makes the rest of the movie worthwhile, especially the climax. He showed no mercy. He was pretty much soulless. Plain and simple. The look and feel of this film was pretty mesmerizing. Now, I'm not a historian, but The way the mountains looked, the way it was shot for shot, the tone and pacing, the cinematography work and the coloring, it was very dark. Some scenes it looked almost downright black and white. Now, if it looked like that in real life back then, nobody will know in this lifetime, of course, but it looked pretty mesmerizing. I would think that's how it actually looked back then in real life, but again, we'll never know. We'll never know. But it was pretty powerful. It was pretty mesmerizing. You know, the mountaintops and just all-out visuals of this. Robert Eggers knew what he was doing. This is the first movie I've seen from him, but he seemed like he knew what he was doing. He's actually classified as a visionary director, and I can pretty much didn't want to believe that. The film definitely had its entertaining moments. However, it has to be said, let's dive into the negatives, and I only have two. This movie was batshit weird. There was so much weird stuff in this. And again, this might be my fault. This might be coming from my lack of knowledge of the Viking era and the Norse mythology. But this movie had so much weird moments in it. I was like scratching my head the whole time. I was like, damn. There was some scenes in this movie that just was batshit crazy. There was some scenes in this where I could have swore the filmmakers was on acid, was just tripping all balls out on acid. Some of the scenes in this was just so weird. It was so impactful, but to a point to where I was looking at the screen the whole time going, what the I swear, that's how weird it was. It was just too much. That's saying a lot for me. I swear that they were on acid. They were just tripping all out. Nothing was held back. And it's just the entire scene, like those entire scenes was just off the chain, off the wall, and every other sort of crazy thing I could say about it. It was just nuts. It was just too weird for me. But there was plenty of what the freak moments. It just screamed it out. Like certain scenes with the witch scenes, like with the moaning and the growling and the howling and the I understand its purpose. I understand its nature. I understand what it was trying to say. But it was just too freaking weird for me. It was just too out there for me. And that's saying a lot. I don't really say that much about movies. Maybe it's because it was the type of movie this was, and I don't go for this type that much. But still, it is just too weird for me. And forgive me for comparing it this way. I might be a blasphemer towards the MCU after I say this. But it was like Thor on acid. Just all out, balls out on acid. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. That being said, when it all comes down to it, it just depends on who you are as a movie fan and what you like, what you dislike. If you like this type of film, if you like the whole Viking thing, if you're a fan of the Norse mythology storyline, then great. But this movie won't be for everyone. I just liked it for its vengeful story, which is why I really wish they'd make a John Bernthal Punisher type movie, but moving on. So if you're a fan of epic historical dramas and Viking films, this is the film for you. Just expect a lot of weird, surreal moments and be on the fence. So The Northman, what was your thoughts on it? Have you seen it yet? Are you a fan of this type of genre? Did you find any entertainment value in it? You know, like I actually did with the vengeful side of things and the visuals and the all-out dark moments? Or was this not for you? Is this something that you just never really cared for? Leave me your comment down below and give me your thoughts. Thank you so much, guys, once again for watching this video. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. I'm here all week, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.